My name is Zed, and today we're talking about money. Specifically, the money you might want to send my way as a way to support the channel, the message. You want to buy me a beer, a coffee, whatever. There is a way for you to do that. If you go to GoFundMe.com and search for Zed's Goddess, that will be the place to help out, to get me a beer. But there are a couple things I would like to say. First off, this is going to be the only time I bring up money in any way, shape, or form. This video will probably be duplicated and put on both channels just to be easy to find. But I don't want this to be money centered. This isn't going to be a job. I'm going to work very adamantly at getting these goals accomplished, but it's not supposed to be a job. But in a perfect world, if you could just imagine it, what if you could do what you truly believed in and make enough money to live your life? What? Is that possible? I don't know. Probably not. But I am totally open to the idea that it is possible. Hence why there's a GoFundMe page. GoFundMe is the best in my opinion because it's, one, there's no taxation on it. So everything that you give, I think there's a little bit of extra donation you have to give to the site, or that you can give to the site. But then anything that you contribute my way, 100% comes this way. It's a gift, essentially. So that's amazing, wonderful. But then I don't have to deal with ads. I don't have to deal with advertisers. I don't have to change my message, my tone, my vocabulary, anything like that. I get to be authentic to who I am and what I believe. Awesome. If you can make money being who you are, even more awesome. And the reason it's called Zed's Goddess is because I do not deserve any money that you send my way. It will most likely, almost 99.99%, benefit me, absolutely. It will ensure that I get to continue to do this. I may be able to focus 100% of my time that I'm not with my family handling responsibilities here. Which, again, that would be a dream. But you can't count on the dreams yet. So it will just make sure that I don't have to have another job where I have to go spend a bunch of time and energy and sell myself out like we all do when we have a job. And then come here tired when I should be hanging out with my family. And then try and make the world a little bit better. But, yeah, anyhow, off on a tangent. Who deserves this money? Where would it go? To Zed's Goddess. Well, who's my goddess? Good question. There's no soda in here. My goddess is my wife. She is the person who, for whatever reason, stuck by me in my darkest moments. She is the person who we met when I was on top of the game. When I had all my shit together. I wasn't perfect, obviously, but it was me inviting her into my world, where I was saying to her, like, hey, I got you. Lasted for a very little time, maybe a year. And then I realized I was in a safe relationship, a safe place, where all these nagging thoughts in the back of my head that were already making me pretty depressed, now I could deal with them. I had a safe enough place where I could open that door. And I did. I shouldn't have, but I did. And it was Pandora's box. All the dark thoughts, all these memories, everything that my mind had decided, like, hey bro, this is neither the time nor the place. We're going to put this on the back burner and we'll let it simmer. And who knows, it could have boiled up to the point and powder caked on me and, I would have blown up in a horribly aggressive, would have been on the news or something like that. But I opened the door and I basically became a useless individual. I started to hate myself, and then I saw myself in everybody else. I started to hate everybody else, and it was just a downward, dark cycle. And yeah, I went from being the person at the top of my game to being an anchor that my wife, for whatever reason, decided was worthy of her sacrificing almost on a daily basis. She has to go and make the bacon. She's the one that has to be the planner, to be the one who's on top of being in a relationship, being a parent. And yeah, she kept believing in me. She refused to give up on me, even though I was basically telling her to do so. Saying, no, this isn't my bad. I messed up. You gotta go. This can't end well. She said, no, I refuse. And because she refused, I was able to work out my demons and come to the realization that I'm sharing here on these channels, to share it with you. So the only reason I have this ability to share it with you, the only reason I'm still here, the reason I have a camera and a microphone and a computer, internet access, electricity in this house, is because of my wife. So everything that I raise on this GoFundMe page, because of these channels, will go towards her. In hopes that, because I'm going to set a goal. The goal I'm going to set is $4 million. And I know that sounds like a lot. Like, holy shit, who does this guy think he is? $4 million is the most that I think, well, I won't say anybody else, the most I could ever expect in life. That's the most that I could ever hope to earn. That's the way I got to the number, is that it's $3.2 million for a $500,000 house in California, which is a good house, and $100,000 a year until I'm 65. That comes out to being $3.2 million. I rounded that up to 3.5 and then up to 4 million to be like, all right, well, that's 800,000 more than I could earn, meaning that's more than I could ever get on my own. That's more than I could ever hope to earn in this life. So yeah, any more than that. And the reason it's at 4 million is in case this becomes wildly popular. If it hits some random trend and goes viral and people are like, oh, everybody give. No. 4, that's, and hopefully it all comes from, single dollar donations or $5 donations, the equivalent of like buying a coffee or a beer. That would be amazing. But yeah. So in a perfect world, if I were able to get the 4 million max, which would be me done, no longer asking for any more money for myself. That you've paid off my life. So people ask, how much would it cost to buy you out? About $4 million. That's a carefree life. Any more than that would just be burdensome. Then you have to figure where you're going to spend it. Are you going to be responsible? Or are you going to pass? 4 million. But yes. I guess the whole point is, assuming that we get to that max amount, then I would be able to go to my wife, my goddess, to say, here, this is a ticket to be whoever you want to be. Your days of sacrificing, your days of making these adjustments that you have to be, because you had to be the responsible person, time after time after time. Here's $4 million so that you no longer have to make those decisions. You no longer have to make those sacrifices. The bills are paid. There is a house. The cars can be paid off. There's going to be enough to pay for the electricity here in California, which gets pretty bad in the summertime. Relax. Breathe easy. Be who you want to be. You want to go work at some job that's going to drain you and drain you and drain you? Do it. But go to that job because that's the job you want, not because you have to sacrifice to make ends meet. Oh, and look out. As soon as she's freed to be the person she wants to be, this is a bold woman who is stronger than most people I've met. So, yeah, she'll make some waves. And she deserves so much more. But be that it's coming through something that I'm doing. Unfortunately, I'm the one that set the limit, and I couldn't accept any more than 4. but I don't expect it. I should say that. I know it's a weird conversation to have this because you're opening the door for potential thing. And so I'm setting a $4 million goal and being like, yeah, I mean, that's the most that I could take. Aren't I so humble? Where's the appropriate line there? Like, I don't know. I have zero expectations though. The the first time I see that somebody has donated a single dollar, a penny, just something, where the message I'm putting out online that I'm going to put out regardless of if someone watches it or not, but it connected with someone. Connected to someone in such a way that they went to a different website and then did whatever the login, which you may already have, and put a penny into a system. What? So, yeah, the first penny, I'm going to be ecstatic. If I hit that $4 million thing, like, that's the sweet life. And we have celebrities and so on and so forth that make, way more, and it's spread out over time. So, but they're in houses that cost like 10 million and 120 million. There was a yacht that, Amazon guy just bought that he had to buy a smaller yacht to land a helicopter because his custom yacht didn't have the room for it or something. Just, oh. Yeah. So yeah, I guess that's it. It's also, I would like to say, so I guess it's not it, that there are so many ways that we can spend our money. And the money that we have does not come easily. We all go to a job that wants to pay us as little as possible to do as much as possible. So the dollars that we have usually have, a place where they're meant to go. There are bills that we have to pay. So please don't ever feel pressured to give me money. I would say don't. Keep your money. Spend it within your community. Buy your wife or your husband a nice little treat just to say, hey, today I was thinking about you and I love you. Or get a nice little thing for your kid, a book that they happen to be talking about, and you can remember it, so you buy them a book or a comic book or something like that. It'll make their day. But yeah, again, I just want to make sure the door was open. That way, if the craziest thing in the world could happen, I'll allow it to happen. But I kind of have a feeling this will be more negatively received, these channels. So I guess in the Schadenfreude department, maybe you could gift some money my way because then my wife might leave me. Wouldn't that be amusing to see on the internet? Yeah, GoFundMe.com. Zed's Goddess. It'll be the only place that I make money. 4 million is the most that I hope to make out of everything. And I'm going to keep being here. That will not change. Whether we hit the 4 million or not, whether we get that first cent or not. It'll just be that there's only 1 cent, then I'll be having to go to a job, hang out with my family, and then spend some time on the internet trying to connect people. Which, yep, still worth it. So, yeah, there you go. Keep your money, but if you don't want to, go to GoFundMe.com. Zed's Goddess. It's gotten awkward now. I'm going to finish the video. Have a good one. And if you do donate, thank you. Thank you very much. I understand how hard it is to come by the money. So the fact that you would even consider or be willing to part ways with your hard-earned money, thank you. 1,000,000 times over, thank you.